The Emperor's flagship loomed above Earth like a dark storm, its massive hull glowing with energy. The human fleet trembled under its shadow, but fear had been replaced by determination. Humanity had learned, adapted, and fought back. Now they faced the final challenge, the Emperor himself. Captain Mara Voss stood on the bridge of the flagship human ship Resolute, staring at the enemy warship. Her hands clenched the console, her heart steady. "This is it," she said. "All our training, all our sacrifices. It ends tonight." Lieutenant Kale checked his squadron's weapons. "We've crippled their supply lines, ambushed patrols, and outsmarted their fleet. But he's here, Mara. The Emperor is here. We cannot fail." The humans had a plan, a gambit so bold that it seemed almost impossible. Using the ancient alien device, they had discovered a flaw in the Emperor's energy system. It was small, hidden deep within the core, but enough to destabilize his shields and destroy his fleet if exploited correctly. It would take precision, timing, and courage. Mara turned to Jaren. "Are the codes ready?" Jaren nodded, fingers flying over the console. "All set. Once we trigger the device, it will overload their core systems. The Emperor won't see it coming." Kale's squadron launched first, diving straight into the heart of the enemy fleet. Alien ships swarmed, energy beams lighting the dark void of space. The humans weaved between blasts, dodging lasers, disabling ships with pinpoint strikes. Every move counted. Every second mattered. From the flagship, Mara watched as the chaos unfolded. Her heart beat in sync with the energy of the ancient device. She could feel it pulsing, alive, waiting for the moment. The Emperor's forces were strong, but humans were faster, smarter, and more daring than he had ever imagined. The human fleet converged on the Emperor's flagship. Kale's squadron flew in tight formation, weaving through laser fire. Mara gave the signal. Jaren activated the device. A pulse of blue energy shot from the human ships toward the core of the Emperor's ship. The flagship shuddered. Lights flickered. Shields wavered. The Emperor's eyes widened in disbelief as systems began to fail. His mighty energy cannons sputtered. His fleet, once perfectly ordered, descended into chaos. "Impossible!" the Emperor shouted, voice booming across the void. "How can they?" Kale and his squadron dove in, striking key systems, igniting chain reactions in the remaining ships. Explosions tore through the enemy fleet as humans moved with precision, turning the Emperor's strength against him. On the Resolute, Mara's fingers hovered over the final control. This is it. For Earth. For humanity. She pressed the command. The ancient device unleashed a final pulse. The Emperor's flagship erupted in a blinding explosion, ripping through the void. The alien fleet fractured, retreating in panic. The pride of the Emperor crumbled in seconds, leaving only scattered remnants of his once mighty forces. Silence fell across the battlefield. The stars were calm again. Humans floated among the wreckage, battered but victorious. Kale's squad returned, ships glowing with minor damage, pilots exhausted but alive. Mara breathed deeply, letting the moment sink in. "We did it," she whispered. "Earth is free." But victory was more than survival. It was a message. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, humiliated Earth, and thought the species could be crushed. They were wrong. Humanity had endured, adapted, and risen stronger than ever. On the ground, humans emerged from hiding, watching the sky light up with alien debris. Children and elders, soldiers and survivors all stared in awe. They had witnessed the impossible, the fall of an empire that had claimed to be unstoppable. Mara turned to Kale. "This is only the beginning. We have proven we can fight, but the galaxy is wide. Others may come and others will test us, but now they will know. Humanity cannot be ignored. Humanity cannot be broken." Kyle nodded, a proud smile on his face. "And we'll be ready. No one will underestimate Earth again." The resistance celebrated quietly. There were no grand speeches, no parades. Humanity was not done rebuilding. Cities needed repair. families needed care and the planet itself needed healing. But the spark of hope burned brighter than ever. Far away, in the remnants of the Emperor's empire, fear spread among his followers. They had seen what humans could do. They had seen their leader fall, and they would remember the price of underestimating a species that refused to die. Mara looked at the sky, where the last of the alien fleet vanished. "Earth has risen," she said softly, "and the galaxy will never forget it." In the silence of the aftermath, a new dawn broke over the planet. Humanity stood tall, victorious, and ready to face whatever challenges the universe would throw at them next. The Emperor's throne was shattered, his empire crumbled, and a lesson had been written across the stars. Never humiliate Earth, for humanity always rises. The Emperor's flagship hung above Earth like a dark storm, massive and glowing with deadly energy. From orbit, the planet looked fragile, scarred from years of war. Yet the humans aboard their ships were ready. Fear had been replaced with determination. Humanity had endured, adapted, and now they faced the final test, the Emperor himself. Captain Mara Voss stood on the bridge of the human flagship Resolute. Her eyes scanned the enemy fleet, lights of ships flickering across the void. "This is it," she said, voice steady. "Everything we've fought for comes down to this moment." Lieutenant Kale checked the squadron's weapons, his hands steady despite the tension. "We've crippled their supply lines, ambushed patrols, and outsmarted their fleet. But this is the Emperor himself. One mistake and it's over." The humans had one advantage, the ancient alien device. It had revealed a hidden flaw deep in the Emperor's flagship. A single pulse could destabilize his shields, shut down his weapons, and even destroy his fleet if timed correctly. It was risky, almost impossible, but it was humanity's only chance. Jaren's fingers flew over the console. "The codes are ready. Once we fire the device, everything in the Emperor's ship goes haywire. He won't see it coming." Kale's squadron shot forward first, slicing through the darkness of space. Alien patrols swarmed around them, lasers streaking like deadly ribbons. The human pilots dodged, struck, and disappeared before the aliens could react. Each strike was precise, calculated. Every second mattered. On the Resolute, Mara gripped the control panel. The device pulsed with blue energy. It felt alive, waiting, watching. When the time came, it would be the difference between life and death. Kale's squadron reached the heart of the enemy fleet. "Target locked," he whispered. "Wait for the signal." Mara's hand hovered over the command. She took a deep breath. Now, the device unleashed its pulse. A wave of blue energy shot toward the Emperor's flagship. Shields faltered, systems overloaded. The massive warship shuddered as the core began to destabilize. The Emperor's eyes widened in disbelief. "Impossible!" he shouted, voice booming across the void. How can this be?" Kale's squadron struck again, targeting the flagship's energy conduits. Explosions ripped through the alien fleet, chain reactions tearing ships apart. The once perfect formation collapsed into chaos. The Emperor's might, feared across the galaxy, crumbled before human cunning. Mara pressed the final sequence. The flagship erupted in a blinding explosion, sending shockwaves across space. The remaining alien ships fled, scattered and broken. Humanity had won. Silence fell. Stars reflected off the debris of destroyed ships, floating silently in space. Humans drifted among the wreckage, battered but alive. Kyle's squad returned, ships glowing from minor damage. Their eyes held exhaustion and pride. Mara exhaled slowly. "We did it. Earth is free." The victory was more than survival. It was a statement. Humanity could not be crushed. Humanity could not be ignored. The galaxy had humiliated Earth, but now it had learned a harsh lesson. On the ground, survivors watched the sky, the explosions turning into fading sparks. Children and elders, fighters and civilians, all stared in awe. Humanity had faced annihilation and survived. Humanity had risen. Mara turned to Kyle. This is only the beginning. Others may come, but they will know not to underestimate us. Kyle smiled, determination in his eyes. And we'll be ready. Earth never surrenders. The resistance celebrated quietly. There were no grand speeches. Humanity had work to do, cities to rebuild, families to reunite, and a planet to heal. But the spark of hope burned brighter than ever. Far in the remnants of the Emperor's empire, fear spread. His followers had seen what humans could do. They had watched their leader fall. The cost of underestimating Earth would never be forgotten. Mara looked at the horizon, the first dawn breaking over the planet. Smoke drifted into golden sunlight and life stirred among the ruins. Earth has risen, she whispered, and the galaxy will never forget it. The Emperor's throne was shattered. His empire crumbled. Humanity stood tall, victorious, and ready for whatever challenges the stars might bring. The cost of pride had been written across the galaxy. Never humiliate Earth, for humanity always rises. The galaxy waited. After the last transmission from Varen's Hope, no ship dared to enter the Sol system again. The Council called it the Forbidden Zone. Every map marked it in red. Every pilot whispered the same warning, do not go near Earth. But something strange began to happen. Across hundreds of star systems, old machines started to wake up. Silent satellites, forgotten probes, and deep space beacons that had been dead for centuries. They all carried the same signal. Humanity protocol reactivated. No one knew what it meant. But everyone felt it. A growing fear like thunder before a storm. In the dark corner of the galaxy, Admiral Karin stood inside his command ship, the Vigilant Star. He watched hundreds of news feeds showing panic across the galaxy. Whole colonies were evacuating. Merchants were destroying trade routes that came close to Sol. And through it all, one name returned again and again. Earth. Karin whispered to himself. They warned us. Now they're coming. The Council ordered him to gather a new fleet. Find the truth, the speaker said. Find out if humans really exist. Karin obeyed, but deep down he already knew the truth. Humans were not gone. They were hiding. They were waiting for the right time. Far away in the heart of the Sol system, the moon itself began to move. Its surface cracked open, revealing metal structures buried beneath the dust. From within, bright blue lights burst out, energy cores reactivating after centuries of silence. The ancient fortress beneath the moon came alive again. Inside that fortress, the old defense AI Argus woke from its endless sleep. Its voice filled the control chamber with calm precision. Reactivation complete. Earth Defense Network online. Human signal detected. Robotic drones rolled through tunnels, cleaning dust, rebuilding broken systems, and charging forgotten reactors. The fortress had waited for this moment for nearly 500 years, and now, the time had come. On Earth's ruined surface, the planet was no longer empty. Beneath the destroyed cities, deep underground, massive doors opened. Inside, hidden bunkers glowed with soft white light. Humans, real humans, stepped out from cryogenic chambers. Their leader, Commander Elias Ward, looked around slowly. His face was pale, his eyes calm, his voice steady. Argus, he said, status report. The AI's voice answered, all systems functional. The galaxy has forgotten us. The Council has grown arrogant. It is time. Ward walked toward a cracked window that showed a dead sky. The stars were still there, but the earth above him was quiet and broken. Still, he smiled faintly. Then let them remember who we are. He raised his hand and a new message began broadcasting from every hidden human base, every satellite, every deep space beacon. The message was simple. This is Earth we remember. When the Galactic Council received it, panic erupted. Ambassadors shouted, fleets scrambled, governments hid. No one understood how humans had survived. They were supposed to be gone forever. Yet here they were, not weak, not lost, but calm, patient, and powerful. Admiral Karin watched the message replay again and again. He could hear the human voice behind it, strong, cold, and sure. He remembered hearing that same tone centuries ago on the battlefield. When humans speak like that, he murmured, It means they are ready. The Speaker of the Council ordered immediate action. Send fleets. Destroy whatever remains of Earth before it grows stronger. Karen turned sharply. Don't do it, he warned. You don't understand them. But the Council did not listen. They never listened. Thousands of ships gathered near Sol's border. Massive carriers, war cruisers, and dreadnoughts, the largest fleet ever formed. Their engines glowed like tiny stars. Their mission: destroy anything human. The fleet entered the Sol system. At first they saw nothing, only dark planets, silence, and the faint blue glow of old satellites. Then without warning, their scanners went blind. Every system shut down. The ships drifted helplessly. Through the static, one voice spoke. Calm, quiet human. You were warned. A blinding light filled the system. When it cleared, half the alien fleet was gone, vaporized, erased, turned to dust in seconds. The remaining ships fled in terror. No human ships had been seen. No weapons had been fired. Not that they could detect. Only a strange pulse, a wave of pure energy that erased everything it touched. The galaxy had never seen power like this. A week later, Karen stood alone in the Council's war room. The Speaker demanded answers. What weapon did they use? Where did it come from? How did they survive? Karen looked at the holomap of Sol and said quietly, You ask the wrong questions. Don't ask how they survived. Ask why they waited, the Speaker frowned. Why would they wait centuries just to attack? Karen turned away. Because that's what humans do. They wait, they watch, and when the time comes, they return. Outside the station's window, the stars over Sol burned brighter than before, and deep beneath the moon, Commander Ward looked up toward them and whispered, For centuries they forgot us. Now they will remember. He placed his hand on the console. Argus, activate Operation Dawnfire. Lights across the fortress flared to life. Hundreds of human ships rose from hidden hangars beneath the moon and Earth's crust, sleek, black, silent. The AI's voice responded, Acknowledged, Commander. The galaxy did not sleep that night. Every news channel, every data feed, every whisper, and every spaceport spoke one name: Earth. The Council called it a threat. The people called it a ghost. But deep down, everyone knew the truth. Humanity was back. No one had seen them, yet their power was everywhere. Fleets vanished. Planets went dark. And every destroyed ship carried the same mark burned into its hull. 3 glowing words. We warned you. Inside the human lunar fortress, Commander Elias Ward stood before a massive holographic map of the galaxy. Thousands of red dots showed alien fleets, colonies, and bases, the same ones that once hunted and enslaved humanity. Now each red dot pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. Behind him, the ancient AI Argus spoke in its deep, calm voice. Phase 1 complete. The galaxy has taken notice. Ward nodded. Good, it's time they see what silence truly means. Argus paused. Do you wish to begin Phase 2? Ward stared at the hologram for a long time. His face was hard, but his eyes were tired. No mass destruction, not yet. Just reminders. Understood, the AI replied. Deploying specters. Moments later, across the stars, small black ships appeared, sleek and silent. They were human stealth drones nicknamed Spectres. No one saw them coming. No one heard them leave. They simply appeared above alien military stations, drifted for a few seconds, and then vanished, leaving behind messages carved into steel. This is justice, not war. At first, the Council ignored it. But soon things began to break. Power grids, defense systems, communication lines, all stopped working. No one was killed, but chaos spread. The galaxy was being disarmed, one system at a time. In the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, panic returned. The Speaker shouted, This is an act of war. Humans are attacking us. Admiral Karen stood silent at the center of the hall. He looked at the trembling ambassadors and said quietly, No, they are warning us again. The Speaker slammed his staff. You call this a warning? They destroyed half our fleets. Karen met his gaze. Yes, because you didn't listen. Just like before, the hall fell silent. Everyone remembered the first time humans had warned them, centuries ago during the expansion wars. Back then, the galaxy ignored them too. And billions had died. Meanwhile, far from the Council, a large alien warship, the Sovereign Blade, entered the Sol system, ignoring all warnings. Its commander, Lord Vrax's son, sought revenge for his father's death. His fleet of 50 ships surrounded Earth's orbit, their weapons charged. "Let's end this myth," he said proudly. "Burn the blue world." They fired. But before a single shot reached Earth, the stars themselves seemed to move. 100 dark shapes appeared between the alien fleet and the planet. Human ships. They were silent black without visible weapons. Their hulls shimmered like shadows. A calm voice came through every alien communicator. "This is Commander Ward of Earth. You were told not to return." The alien commander laughed. "You think you can stop me?" "You're outnumbered." Ward's reply was quiet. "We don't count numbers. We count warnings, then light. Not fire, not explosions, just light." Every alien ship froze, then began to crumble like sand. No screams, no time to flee. In seconds, the entire fleet was gone, erased without a trace. Only the Sovereign Blade remained, drifting powerless. Ward appeared on its screen. "Your father never listened. You didn't either. Tell your council this. Earth remembers. The ship was released." It drifted back toward the stars, carrying only one survivor to spread the message. Back in the council, that survivor's report terrified everyone. He described the human ships. Silent, cold, unstoppable. Weapons unknown. Energy unreadable. He said, trembling, "They didn't fight us. They judged us." The speaker turned pale. "What do they want?" Karen stepped forward. "They want what they always wanted, respect. But you gave them war." He looked at the council members, the same ones who once mocked humanity. "Now they give you reckoning." On Earth, Ward stood beside Argus as new reports came in. Several fleets neutralized. "No casualties on our side," said the AI. Ward nodded slowly. His voice was calm but heavy. "Do not kill unless necessary." "This is not revenge. It's a lesson," Argus replied. "The galaxy will not see it that way." Ward looked out the window at humanity. Returns. Silence spread across the stars once more. But this time it was not peace. It was fear. The galaxy's greatest fleets had been erased. Entire planets had surrendered without a single human landing. And yet no one truly understood how humanity had done it. No one saw their weapons. No one saw their armies, just silence and light. The Galactic Council called emergency meetings every day. World leaders argued, panicked, begged for answers. But no one had any. "They control energy itself," shouted one general. "They bend gravity," said another. "They have gods on their side," whispered a third. Only Admiral Karen remained calm. He had fought humans once. He knew this power was not magic. It was something else. Something the galaxy had forgotten. Far away beneath the ruined cities of old Earth, Commander Elias Ward stood deep inside an underground chamber. The room glowed with golden light. In the center stood a crystal engine, spinning slowly, humming with impossible energy. Around it, ancient human scientists in cryosuits worked silently. Argus, the great AI, spoke from above. "The stellar core is stable, Commander. Power output rising." Ward watched the light flicker across his face. This was humanity's greatest secret. The thing that had changed everything centuries ago. "Stellar core fusion," he whispered. "Our greatest gift, and our greatest curse." Long ago, when Earth was dying, humans had discovered a way to pull energy directly from stars. It could power entire planets and or destroy them. But the galaxy feared it. They called it too dangerous. The Council banned it. When humans refused to give it up, war followed. Earth burned, billions died, but a few survived, hiding this secret deep underground, waiting for the day the stars would call them again. Argus interrupted Ward's thoughts. "Commander, our enemies are confused. They cannot detect the source of our power." Ward nodded. "Good, let them guess. We fight with energy they can't understand." The AI paused. "You could end them now. One strike and the galaxy would fall." Ward turned slowly. His voice was quiet but full of steel. "We're not here to rule. We're here to remind them. Humanity endures." He walked toward the main command screen. Images of alien worlds appeared. Colonies that once enslaved humans long ago. Children there still studied history books that said humans were extinct. Ward stared at them and said softly, "Erase the lie. Let them see us." Across the galaxy, human signals began appearing everywhere, on news channels, communication lines, and military systems. Everywhere, people saw the same message appear in bright blue letters. "This is Earth. We live. At first, many refused to believe it. Then human drones arrived in orbit over major alien capitals. Silent, glowing, never attacking. They simply hovered, broadcasting images of destroyed fleets and burning insignias. Proof that humanity was real and unstoppable. One alien journalist broadcasted live from the ground, his voice shaking. "They're not here to invade. They're just watching us." He looked up as the drone slowly turned its red eye toward his camera. Then it spoke, "Respect is peace. Arrogance is war." And the drone vanished into the sky. Back on the council station, the speaker slammed his staff. "We must destroy their energy source. Find it and end this madness." But Karen only shook his head. "You can't destroy what you don't understand." He leaned closer to the table and said quietly, "They didn't hide because they were weak. They hid because they were becoming something new." The speaker frowned. "What do you mean?" Karen stared at the stars on the holomap. "Humans learned to merge with their machines. Their AI is not just code. It's them. Half flesh, half thought. They became one with the very energy you feared." Meanwhile, in the depths of the moon fortress, Argus confirmed Karen's words without knowing it. "Commander, all human networks are now synchronized. Mind link stable." Ward closed his eyes. He could feel it. Millions of minds connected through the stellar core, speaking, thinking, remembering together. Humanity was not a species anymore. It was a collective consciousness, bound by memory, pain, and purpose. "We are one," Ward whispered. "And together we remember." Argus spoke again. "Phase 3 is ready. The council will respond soon." Ward looked at the stars on the screen. So bright, so distant, yet finally within reach again. "Then it's time to finish what we started. Not to destroy them, but to wake them up." In the grand hall, alarms blared. Every council screen turned blue and a human face appeared, Elias Ward himself. "Leaders of the galaxy," he said calmly. "You once called us primitive. You called us dangerous. You tried to erase us. But humanity does not vanish. Humanity adapts." The speaker shouted, "What do you want from us?" Ward's face remained calm. "Nothing. You already took everything from us. We only came to give something back, a reminder." He leaned closer to the camera. "Do not mistake mercy for weakness. This is not war. This is balance." Then the transmission ended, leaving the hall in silence. Admiral Karen looked at the blank screen and whispered, "He's giving us a chance. The last one." The speaker turned toward him. "A chance for what?" Karen's eyes narrowed. "To prove we've learned. Or to burn with our pride." Outside, across the stars, human fleets hovered quietly, waiting. Their ships glowed like silent ghosts. Patient, powerful, merciful. They didn't attack. They simply waited for an answer. The galaxy had only two choices left: peace or extinction. The galaxy held its breath. For the first time in history, every world was quiet. No trade routes, no wars, no laughter, only fear, and the echo of a message from Earth. Across the stars, thousands of human ships floated in silence. Their black hulls reflected starlight like mirrors. They did not move. They did not fire. They only waited. Inside the grand hall of the Galactic Council, the alien leaders gathered once more. Their voices were low and trembling. What do they want? Why don't they attack? Why are they waiting? Only Admiral Karen sat still. He had fought humans before. He knew the answer. "They're waiting for us," he said softly, "to decide what kind of galaxy we want to be." Far away on the moon fortress, Commander Elias Ward stood before a vast window. Earth glowed below him, healed green, alive once more. Beside him, the great AI Argus hummed quietly. "All systems stable," Argus reported. "Council communication channels are open. They are ready to listen." Ward took a slow breath. His eyes were calm, but his voice carried power. "Then let them hear the truth." Argus opened the channel. Every planet, every ship, every city in the galaxy received the same message. The final transmission from Earth. Ward's face appeared on billions of screens. He spoke in a steady human voice, the kind that carried both sadness and strength. "Long ago you feared us. You called us dangerous. You tried to erase us. But fear is a shadow, and shadows fade when the light returns." He paused. The stars behind him shimmered. "We did not come for revenge. We came because this galaxy forgot something important. what it means to stand together. Images filled the screens, human hands helping alien refugees during old wars, scientists of many races working side by side, the ruins of old Earth being rebuilt. Ward's voice continued. We were not holding back to destroy you. We were holding back because we believed one day you would learn. He looked straight into the camera. Now is that day. In the council hall, no one moved. Some alien leaders wiped their eyes. Others looked ashamed. For centuries, they had feared the humans, and in their fear, they had become the monsters they once warned against. Karen rose slowly from his seat. He's right, he said. The war ended the day they stopped fighting back. The rest of us just didn't realize it yet. The council speaker turned toward him. What do we do now? Karen looked at the screen one last time where Ward's calm face still shone. We listen, he said, and we remember. Back on the moon, Argus finished transmitting. Message complete. Awaiting response, Ward nodded. There doesn't need to be one. We've said what needed to be said. Argus paused, then spoke in a softer tone. Do you believe they will change? Ward smiled faintly. They will. Fear fades, but memory stays. He turned to look at Earth again. No longer a broken world, but a reborn one. Forests glowed where ashes once lay. Oceans shimmered blue again. Human cities floated above the clouds, quiet and beautiful. We remember the pain, he whispered, but we also remember hope. Far beyond the moon, the massive human fleet began to move. Not toward alien worlds, but away from them. The ships turned slowly, aligning toward the dark edge of the galaxy. Argus announced, Fleet departing Sol system boundaries. Destination unknown, Ward nodded. Let the galaxy rebuild. We'll explore what lies beyond. He gave one final command. Send one last message. A reminder. Argus's voice echoed softly as the transmission went out to every world, every star, every being who once feared the name human. The message was simple. We do not seek to rule. We only seek to remember. We are humanity. We endure, we evolve, we forgive. In the Grand Hall, the message ended. Silence followed, but it was not the silence of fear. It was the silence of understanding. Admiral Karen looked up at the fading holoscreen and smiled for the first time in years. Goodbye, humans, he whispered. May the stars guide you. Outside the window, far beyond sight, the human fleet vanished into the darkness and quiet, unstoppable, eternal, and for the first time in 1,000 years the galaxy began to heal.